I learned everything I know about sewing from books, video tutorials, and sewing patterns. But for the first couple of years, even though I was finishing projects, over 100 of them, I still felt my sewing wasn't getting better. What helped me improve wasn't just learning more, it was creating good habits around how I sew. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you 11 habits that helped me improve, and they will do the same for you. If you're new here, hi, I'm Bianca, and I've been sewing pretty much every day for nearly 7 years. Now I help you build your confidence in the art of sewing by sharing everything I have learned along the way. So let's get into it. Habit number 1 is try something new with every project. Don't be afraid to challenge yourself because you weren't born knowing how to sew. Try different things like a tote bag, a zippered pouch, a skirt, or even trousers. And try to include a new technique with every project like top stitching, applying interfacing, or sewing buttonholes. Habit number 2 is don't take on other people's sewing fears. Often I hear people say that sewing trousers is too difficult or I'm too scared to sew buttonholes. But my first garment project was a pair of leggings. Now the fit didn't come out how I wanted them to, but that was to be expected for sewing my first garment. When I researched the fit on Facebook groups, it kept on coming up that people steered away from sewing bottoms in general because it was too difficult to achieve a good fit. So for a few years I stopped making trousers and anything fitted for that matter because everyone said it was just too difficult. Ignore everyone else and make whatever it is that you want to make, because other people's sewing fears might not be that intimidating for you. Habit number 3 is pause and look things up. If you come across a term or technique you don't understand, stop and do a little bit of research. YouTube can be your best friend for this one. So instead of guessing or rushing to finish your project, just stop and try to understand what it is you need to do, because that can save you a lot of frustration. Habit number 4 is take your time. This one was hard for me because I had a specific window to sew, which was when my firstborn would nap during the day. I tried to cram in as much sewing as I could in the 2 to 3 hour nap, and I was making 2 to 3 garments a day on my overlocker. Yes, repetition helps you become better, but I wasn't trying anything new. I kept on using the same fabric for similar projects. Now I've slowed down. I like to take my time cutting my fabric, reading my instructions carefully, and the end result normally pays off. Habit number 5 is read your sewing machine manual. I know it's more exciting to just get into it because reading an instruction manual is pretty boring, but your machine could have features that you don't know about, and it can include tips and tricks to help you achieve better results. Habit number 6 is if it goes wrong, figure out why. Mistakes are always going to happen, and this is how we learn the most. So try to understand what went wrong and how you can do it differently next time. Was it the tension, your fabric choice, how you cut it out, or can you try a different technique that will help you achieve the same result? Habit number 7 is practice on scraps first. Always test your stitches out on a scrap piece of fabric from the offcuts of the same project before applying it to your final piece. Rarely did I do this, and I ruined quite a few areas on my fabric. I just used to go for it, but now I always test any and all stitches I'm going to use on a final project beforehand, and this also includes buttonholes. Habit number 8 is press as you go, and this is not optional. Think of your iron as your sewing machine's best friend, and they go everywhere together. Pressing every seam makes your project look more professional, and it can help it come together a lot more smoothly. I used to skip this step, and the difference now is very obvious, so always make sure that your iron is on. If you're enjoying today's video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more. But for now, let's get back to habit number 9, which is keep your space organized. It doesn't have to be spotless because, let's be honest, things do get messy when sewing. But being able to easily reach your tools or having somewhat of a clear table can be less stressful. I am super grateful for the space that I have now because at the beginning of my sewing journey, I didn't have enough space to store all of my fabric and gadgets. They used to be all over the place, and sometimes it was so messy that I didn't even feel like coming back into the sewing room to sift through all of the mess and pick up from where I left my previous project. So having a clear, organized space can definitely be less stressful. Habit number 10 is don't be scared of your unpicker. This one cannot be avoided because mistakes do happen. And to fix them, you probably need to do some unpicking. There is nothing wrong with using an unpicker. Just think of it as a second chance of being able to make your project look better. There have been times where I have had to unpick the same seam 4 times, and yes, I could have used that time to just continue, or I could have just gotten frustrated and walked away. But where's the learning or the fun in that? Last but not least, habit 11 is document your project. I started doing this 3 years into my sewing journey and I still do it today. I take notes on the dates that I start and finish projects, the size I'm making, any adjustments I have made or that I would like to make the next time I decide to sew the same project again. And I also write down the fabric and notions that I've used. This is perfect to track my progress and it makes it so much easier for when I want to make the same thing again. Also, by documenting my projects, I have noticed that over the years I have been sewing less every single year. And this is just showing me that I've been taking my time to enjoy more, be more intentional, and just learn with every project. If you enjoyed today's video, I'm sure this one over here will give you some tips on how to keep your sewing costs down. That's it from me today. Bye for now.